Hi, welcome to my classroom. I'm Miss Hewitt. I'm the HFA teacher at West Clayton Elementary. I teach K through 5. This is my classroom. I usually have small groups of students, K through 5. They come for 30-minute lessons, usually 4 times per week. My classroom's a little bare right now. They had us take all of our personal furniture home and anything that was upholstered so that everything was very easy to clean and sanitize. But last year I had a calming area in the corner. It had a tent, it had calming tools and coping tools, fidgets and sensory items that the students could use if they needed to. It was right over here. I also have Legos and a lot of sensory items. The materials that I'm using for virtual learning, let's see, I have them up on my smartboard. I use Google Classroom, and it's broken up as simply as I could try to figure to do it. It's broken up just by weeks and then by each day. And kindergarten has their own kind of lesson, and then I tweak the other ones to be appropriate for the grade levels, but it's usually about the same material. So far we've been talking about emotional recognition, so that's what we've mostly been doing. We have a daily check-in, and it's just a quick fun question. They put their name, and then this one says, which picture best describes your mood? They pick it and then they send it to me. I also have been using, this was for the older kids, let me know how they were feeling. They could drag these over here, and then they can type me a message and tell me how they're feeling. Let me know what's going on if they need to. Another thing I've used, these are boom cards. I guess it's thinking. But we use boom cards. This one was for kindergarten. It was about feelings and emotions. I use this program a lot. It's called Everyday Speech. And they're videos that show real live kids. And
She seems disappointed to have church.
they break down reading people's feelings, body language, facial expressions.
Jaden put his head in his hands when he said he forgot his lunch money. This told me he was upset.
The kids really enjoy this. I think they like the characters and that
I
they're
should say something nice.
real children. For the younger kids, I use this site called Emotional ABCs. And this was talking about emotion recognition. Goes into about how feelings are like the weather. I use that for a lot of the younger kids, the kindergartners. I have 11 kindergartners this year, so lots of kids that need social skills, I guess. Let's see. I also use a lot of picture books in my room. I think picture books are a great way to start a lesson. So if I'm talking about empathy or how we treat others, friendship, differences, I use a lot of picture books to jump off a lesson, start a lesson. Last year, something that worked for me and that I was proud of the kids for catching on so quickly is the zones of regulation. So I have a bulletin board here, check your zone, and they really seem to gravitate toward this. If I ever had anyone who was having like a behavior issue or just were upset and they couldn't figure out why, I'd ask them what zone they were in, and they could tell me, and then I would say, well, where do you want to be? And they would always say, I want to be in the green zone, and then we talk about different ways to get there. So I have this bulletin board up. Another lesson that we did with the zones was I printed out different words that meant happy or calm, like words that they wouldn't think of. And we would try to figure out which zone they were in, just to try to increase their emotional vocabulary. Trying to find them. I just had them out, but anyways, and I would print them out, and they would have to come over to the board and put them in the right place. Like if I said thrilled, that would go here. Furious would go in the red. So they would learn new words to describe how they're feeling. So that was something I was proud of last year. I also, for this year, I had to make a virtual behavior chart for a couple of my students whose parents said that they were struggling with their schedule, staying on schedule, and with the behavior at home. So I made this one for a student. This is his morning, and it lists everything for the morning. If he got a happy face, he got 2 points. If he got a mediocre face, face, he would get 1 point. And for a sad face, he would not get a point. And this was great for a student who was really driven by points and a token economy. And then this was his morning, and then he could flip it over and start over, say he didn't have a good morning. He could go for the afternoon and try to increase, his behavior, increase his points. And at the end, you would add the morning and the afternoon and then get his total. So I made that for the mom. I haven't heard back yet if it's working. I hope it is. But that's my classroom. Thank you for all the resources that you've been sending. I really appreciated looking at them, and I hope to incorporate them in. Thank you.